AskReddit by NoRaFog 6945. What is a character death that really upset you? Merlin Kingsman Golden Circle. That really pissed me off. Why question mark? When Littlefoot's mom dies protecting them and Sarah from Sharptooth. I'm still not over it. Edit. Thank you for the gifts, kind strangers. John Coffey and the Green Mile. I'm tired, boss. Cole Henry Blake from MASH. And poor Ada having to tell everyone while they were in awe. R.I.P. Henry. Different season but apropos. War isn't hell. War is war, and hell is hell. And of the two, war is a lot worse. There are no innocent bystanders in hell. War is chock full of them little kids, cripples, old ladies. In fact, except for some of the brass, almost everybody involved is an innocent bystander. Hawkeye. Leslie Bridge to Terabithia. So unexpected. I put BTT on for my kids after we watched the Narnia movies. Skimmed the trailer, thought this looks good, and bam. Traumatized kids and a pissed wife. Where the Red Fern Grows ruined me. We read Where the Red Fern Grows and Old Yeller the same year in school. What a cruel FN teacher to do that to us. Thomas, my girl. He can't see without his glasses. Okay, first of all, how dare you make me relive that childhood trauma? Had to be me. Someone else would have gotten it wrong. Edit. This is the first time I've ever had a comment blow up. Thank you for the awards, fellow N7. He is the very model of a scientist Solarian. Charlotte from Charlotte's Webs. I was so invested but then she suddenly died. Like I remember being so upset. But torturing of characters is much more upsetting than death, at least for me. Castaway came out when I was an awkward teenager who often felt left behind and without many close friends. When Wilson was lost at sea, I cried so hard I had to leave the theater to compose myself. I felt that loss deep in my lonely little bones. It's been 20 years and I am now a grown adult who has embraced my awkwardness, and have found very dear friends who make me feel appreciated and loved. I have a wonderful partner and a teenager of my own. I am no longer lonely. But every time I rewatch that movie, I always have myself a little sob for Wilson, Tom Hanks, and my inner child. After my uncle divorced, he once told me that his ex-wife was his Wilson. I haven't forgotten about that and how hard the divorce must have been for him. Deleted. Mako had just been diagnosed earlier that day with stage 4 lung cancer when he went in to record that. It's absolutely heartbreaking, in every way. Wallace, The Wire. For some reason Bodhi hit me harder, even though he wasn't nearly as innocent. He just kept doing what he was supposed to do well, but he was one of the pawns. Lenny N of Mice and Men. I read that book nearly 30 years ago and it still bothers me today. Mufasa. Hands down. The way Simba acts is heartbreaking. Eeyop. Somebody, anybody, sniffles and voice breaking, help. Brooks from Shawshank Redemption. Just the look on his face when he's walking through town after being released. He's narrating a letter he wrote about the world moving too fast. He looked so lost. Brooks was here. Yondu. And Littlefoot's mom. Oh god, when Littlefoot thinks he sees her but it's actually just his own shadow? I haven't even seen this movie in literal decades and I'm about to cry just typing it. Tara's death on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Rufio from Hook. His death was such a shocker because the whole fight scene was pretty mild. Nobody was really dying, it just looked like the pirates and the Lost Boys were play fighting throughout the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, Rufio gets stabbed and it's like, wait, what is going on in this movie? Tadashi, from Big Hero 6. Tadashi is here. Finnick Oda. Oh yeah. His death felt awful to me when I first read Mockingjay as a teenager. He was my favorite character. Especially when it's revealed at the end that his death and everything in the book was all for nothing. They were just a fucking diversion. Made the end when Katniss shoots at what's her name who's as bad as Snow so much more satisfying. But damn, I wish Finnick had his happy ending. Or a less painful death at the very least. It was still as brutal seeing it years later on screen. Thought the actor played Finnick very well and made me like him a lot too, even though I had annoying feeling reminding me of his impending doom the whole time. Sam the German Shepherd and I Am Legend. Wash from Firefly. I Am Leaf on the Wind. My husband bought a hoodie that shows a large gaping wound on the front and the back that says I am Leaf on the Wind. I have yet to forgive him and it's been nearly a decade. Bobby Singer from Supernatural. Having him show up in The Boys I was like damn it I don't want to see him die again. Kate Onsis. MRS. Vance, too. But Kate, that was way before I started watching, so when I was able to stream from season 1, Ep 1 where she came in and Gibbs hired her. His never-ending goal to find Dari. That assistant in Jurassic World. She didn't deserve that. IDK they had to give the most drawn out brutal death in the series to some poor office worker who had some kids dumped onto her. Ned Stark. In the books Ned shook me. Kill the good guy. Who does that? The one that actually upset me was in the HBO series Shireen Baratheon. It's been years and it still makes me sick. Boromir. Just started my annual rewatch of the films last week. I always cry when Boromir dies. His story is so incredibly tragic, especially with the extended scenes in the first 2 films. He was a good yet incredibly troubled man due to the immense pressure put on him by Denethor. It's so sad but expected that the man with the most pressure on him was tempted so much by the ring. Tearing up just thinking about it. Dr. Green on ER. I full on sobbed over that one. It was so sad. Charlie in Lost. Not Penny's boat. Prim from Hunger Games. The way her death happened still hurts to think about. Yes. The movie and the book both did it justice, but the book accomplished something that the movie couldn't quite grasp. The hole left in fans' hearts. Collins made sure that we all felt a little unsettled after hearing how Prim died and how the mom was just kinda surviving but not thriving and, yeah, very unfulfilling and bittersweet, but way more realistic than a cliché happily ever after for Katniss.